Hello, my name is Barry Burke, and I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for EMC's Enterprise Storage Division. In my organization, we're responsible for EMC's Symmetrix, Vplex, and a broad variety of the tools and solutions that are used by our customers and enterprises around the world. Directing the strategy, I'm often called upon to talk to customers and to give them an understanding of what it is that we're just trying to accomplish. More than just a product pitch, I like to spend the time explaining to customers why we're doing the things we're doing. And hopefully, if you understand the why, and if you have the same whys or you have the same problems, we actually have a common place upon which to discuss. So for the next few minutes, what I'm going to do is spend some time talking about three key areas of our overall enterprise storage strategy and how they fit into a grander whole. But first, I'd like to kind of paint a grander picture, or the higher level picture. And that is to recognize, in fact, that the world is changing drastically right beneath our feet. For the past 23 years that has been the life of Symmetrix, we've seen the world change from dedicated storage tied to servers, moved out of the array, built as intelligent storage entities of their own, and but traditionally still supporting the traditional IT approach, centralized deployment, centralized acquisition, and the such. Today we are on the verge of a massive revolution. Some would say we're well into it, some will say we're just beginning, but the whole notion of cloud-based computing or as a service-based delivery of infrastructure is truly revolutionizing the way we deliver and how we develop our products. So we're building today not just for the IT enterprises that we've been servicing for the past several decades, but also building and planning to enable a new world, to provide the backbone for this as a service or cloud computing. Two terms which I personally don't really like, but I use them because it's kind of the commentary that people seem to appreciate. What I really think that these two terms are trying to capture is really a drive towards the simplification and the automation of IT infrastructure. Whether we're actually going to build a cloud and it's going to be amorphous on the end of some wire, or whether or not we're actually going to go move our storage and our compute out to some outboard service really isn't the key driver for what we're trying to accomplish. It's recognizing that the tools, the utilities, the storage components, the server components, and the network components will be different, and they'll be managed differently, operated differently, and in fact really can't look like what we've been doing for the past 2 decades. And it's that's really driving our overall product strategy. And more people are looking for simplification, self-automation, set it and forget it kind of deployments of infrastructure. And the obvious ultimate goal is to reduce the total operational cost as well as the acquisition cost. Ideally, customers want to pay for what they use when they use it, and they'd like not to pay for it when they're not using it, which makes it a little bit of a challenge in a world where we're dealing with physical components. But it really describes how we're kind of transitioning from, drop a box on the floor, fill it up, and when it's full, buy another one. So these aspects are all having a significant influence on our overall strategy and how we build our products. With Vmax, Symmetrix Vmax, we pride that product. That product's rooted in 3 key value assets or value propositions to the customer. First and foremost is absolute trust. We've designed this product, a family for the past 23 years, to be the place you can put your data to where you can trust that it will be protected. The second is power, performance, scale. We've really designed Symmetrix over the past 20 years to meet and exceed the performance requirements and the reliability requirements of our customers. And now today, perhaps the most important attribute of a Symmetrix is the intelligence, the compute power that's inside the box, and how we utilize that to reduce the complexity and to simplify and automate the processes of running an IT infrastructure environment. So Vmax, building on powerful trust and intelligence, we drive 3 key areas of a strategy that we're really pushing forward today as kind of the umbrella of what we're trying to accomplish. I call the strategy in a kind of a simple terms, I call it virtual storage. In a sense, we're trying to do with storage what's happened with servers over the past 5-10 years, where we've moved from dedicated servers for applications into consolidated servers. And today in a VMware or Hyper-V or Power VM environment, you literally may not even know where your applications run. You drop them into a cluster, and the system or the cluster itself load balances and relocates applications around the compute power. And ultimately, our goal is to align the storage to do the same thing. If you came to EMC 5 or 10 years ago, talk to us about your storage needs, we'd have a conversation with you and we'd try to determine whether or not you were a mid-tier customer or were you an enterprise customer. Were your needs around file-based solutions or were you looking for a backup solution? And over the first 10 years ago, we had our product to meet each one of those kind of use cases. Over the more recent years, we've been consolidating the use cases into each of our platforms to the point that today, if you come in and looking for something and your best fit is a VMAX or a VNX or an Isilon platform, we believe each of these can deliver the full range of your service level requirements. Your availability, the reliability, the performance and scale that you need. In the Symmetrix and in the enterprise space, we have as I said, three key parts of our overall strategy. First is what we call FAST, fully automated storage tiering. This really is an embodiment of the automation that we're putting into our arrays to simplify storage delivery, asset delivery, and optimize the performance and scale of the system while minimizing the amount of people time it takes to deliver those solutions. Second part of the strategy is what we call federation. And that is really the integration and alignment of a large number of our storage arrays into operational clusters, even though they may not be physical clusters, into operational seamless clusters of storage that are just as boundaryless as a cluster of servers might be in your environment. So that not only can you move your applications seamlessly from one server to another, but you can move your application data from one platform to another. Now, why might you want to do that? Simply put, scale and tech refresh. In a scale sense, your environment's rarely going to fit on a single array. And you'll often find yourselves needing to rebalance and reload or rebalance across a variety of platforms in order to get the service levels that you require. And then the practical sense, no technology truly lives forever, and you'll find yourselves sooner or later needing to replace the technology choices that you've made. Historically, in both the server and the storage world, that's been a forklift upgrade kind of process. That is, stop everything, pick it up off the old, plug it onto the new, and restart it there. But the days of being able to take an outage like that are gone. In today's world, compute power is running 24/7. Consumers are using and accessing information 24/7. The whole notion of being able to stop and restart on a new platform has literally gone out the window. So we're designing federation to break down the walls, to tear down the hard barriers in between our storage arrays and our server platforms, to make it simple and easy to relocate workloads across different arrays, whether for load balancing or sharing, or more likely for tech refreshes, to simplify the whole process and to do so at the minimum amount of downtime and impact to your operational business. The third component of our strategy is what I call vPlex, the product that we call vPlex. Now, vPlex is not really it's not the same kind of category as those other three. If I really wanted to name this category, I would say it's the active-active category. And increasingly, because of the availability requirements of the world, because of the 24/7 nature of our operations and the way we access information, we are looking at a world going forward that really is going to require and demand the ability to run applications actively in multiple locations at the same time. Historically, that's been almost impossible to accomplish. The simple fact of, it's a simple matter of the speed of light, and that gets in the way of being able to do active-active over distance. So vPlex is the first product of its kind that can truly deliver active-active information access in multiple locations separated by either synchronous or even asynchronous distances. It's an intelligent caching appliance today. It delivers, like I said, true active-active information access, just as if you had the two applications running against the same disk drive or storage array in a single data center. Now, this today is seen as revolutionary, and there's not a lot of applications that can take advantage of this kind of capability. But in sort of a chicken and egg thing, we kind of have to first deliver the technology, and vPlex does, And already we're beginning to see applications developed and designed around this new type of access model. And we'll talk more about how this technology works and how it enables this distributed environment, but it's a key component of the overall strategy. So, automation inside the array, automation and simplification or federation across arrays, and then being able to deliver active access to information completely around the globe in multiple sites concurrently. Three key components of our overall strategy. So these three things, fast automation within the array, federation, the simplification and the seamless migration across arrays, and active as delivered by vPlex, allowing us to build distributed applications that can operate concurrently around the world, we believe are key technologies and a key component of the world going forward. And a lot of talk back to this as a service. The key component to all of this as a service or cloud computing is that it is about a service as opposed to a platform. These technologies are embodied inside hardware, but they really are designed to enable. And at the kind of wrap up of this little series of sessions, I'll talk about some of how this all comes together to deliver a complete services platform, leveraging all these technologies towards the overall virtual storage objective.